Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell. Text Larry Reid Live to 33222. That's the words Larry Reid Live, no spaces, to 33222. And get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, then download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
Without blackness, America would not be able to be America. So we must stop deleting blackness from everything that happens in America, because there is nothing that is existing in America without black bodies, black hands, black talent, black energy. So the prophetic in America has been keen and precise for years in the black community. And it's time now for us to recognize who in our community we all look to as the master in the prophetic. And that is E. Bernard Jordan, who is a black man. And that is extremely important. No more deleting blackness in America. America's black prophet of God is E. Bernard Jordan.
Church folk, they having sex, but they don't have nobody to talk to them about it. I have special guests and sex experts. The live feature is now working on my OnlyFans account. You need to sign up. Go to onlyfans.com/Larry Reid Live. Now, I'm not responsible for the other stuff. Y'all gonna go out there and try to start doing that. It's not my business. But my job is to keep the conversation going with you on OnlyFans exclusively. It's gonna be good. Larry Reid Live coming to OnlyFans. Sign up tonight. We're about to have a conversation. Hello, everybody. My name is Larry D. Reid, and I'm the host of Larry Reid Live, your most favorite digital entertainment news and talk show that is out here on these social media streets. And we just discuss whatever is happening in our world. If you see it on TV or online and it comes out, we will probably 9 times out of 10, if it's something that I feel like, or the co-hosts, which are in the chat, please co-host, let me know what city and state you're from and what country you're from. If we feel like it's something we want to discuss, then we will talk about it. Some of the posts that we make end up being conversation here that is terribly, terribly interesting to me. And I think thousands of people find it very interesting. Over the last 28 days, millions of people have engaged with the Facebook platform alone. I didn't look at YouTube, but I guess I need to go over there and look as well. Jacksonville, Florida, Cincinnati, ATL, Greensboro, Kansas City, Alabama, Miami, Cincinnati, Texas, Louisville, Sacramento, California, VA Beach, Chesapeake. Oh, that's right, Dr. April Ridley, you're there. How are y'all doing with that shooting? And see, that's some of what I want to discuss. I'm not going to be here long, and I don't want to damper anybody's energy that may be very chipper and terribly excited about the holiday. But you guys, I don't know. I'm sensing something, and I'm feeling something, and I just want to talk about it with you guys here. And I also want you to strike up this conversation with those that are around you, because I feel like there are many people suffering in silence. How you doing, Lily? Lena? I want you to type in there, People are suffering in silence. Please put it down there. People are, hey, Sharon Spruill, that's my cousin. God bless you. Her life, our family life changed forever when her sister was murdered. I'll never forget that. All right, so everybody hit people, type it in there. People are suffering in silence. And that's really what I want to talk about, but don't leave the live, because you know me, I ramble, and I can ramble into something that you find very entertaining or ramble into something that you just did not know. But this thing is bothering me because I sense it and I feel it and I see it. I sense it, I feel it, and I see it. And there's so many people that are suffering in silence. I don't know what it is about this holiday season, but there's an underlining darkness. Can you type that in the chat if you believe this? There is an underlining darkness that is in this holiday season. And it has my community that is in Patreon and Reformation Church of Atlanta. It has us returning back to a certain kind and type and frequency and level of prayer, because now we knew that this was going to happen in March, because in that community we're in the future. So most of the stuff y'all seeing out here and happen, we already done discussed and we already in it. I mean, hell, when churches didn't listen to what I told them in 2015, I said in 2020 the church is going to change forever and you need to build online. You know, so if you're not in my Patreon community, especially with me on Sunday mornings and Wednesdays, you're probably bumping your head around wondering which way to go and which way is forward. And you don't have to be in that situation. Get your ass over there into Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Live. So it's like this underlining darkness. And when I say darkness, I'm talking about, of course, that's the way that we term certain things that happen in our life. Let me say that first. Sadness, loneliness. And it happens for many this time of the year, but this year is something very different. I have not felt it, meaning from within, because right now where I'm at in my life, me and the Lord got some things that's going on, and they're good, but I can feel it outside of myself. I can feel it from people I engage with and people that are around, and it has me concerned. You know, I'm a humanitarian. I always have been, and if you are an Aquarius and you understand the time that you were born, the position of the sun, the moon, and the planets, and what that means, that you probably are, then you know that, you know, Aquarians are humanitarians. I'm a male Oprah. You know, that's why I like to talk and I like to give. But I can feel it, and it concerns me and it bothers me. I'm concerned about suicides. I'm concerned about planes from now all the way until the end of January. I'm very concerned about car travel. I'm also very concerned about fires. I mean, I've just been looking around in the spirit, you know, because I noticed darkness. Okay, now what is this? And then I'm noticing people that are overcome with a lot of negative emotions. And I'm like, what does all this mean? And when I begin to ask, I begin to get little visions in my mind. And so those are where my areas of concerns are. So I want everybody to check on their family members and check on the strong ones as well as the ones, you know, that the wind blow and they're just like weak as water. You know, so check on folk. I don't know what's up, but I know I'm right. And it's very clear to me. Maybe, and I remember I had talked about at the first of the year, about the close of the year, the last quarter, about gatherings and being careful about gatherings because I kept seeing shootings. I was dropped down into October and I was dropped down into November. Now, if you in Patreon, you heard me say that and you knew about that. And to see what has happened with Shanquella, if you don't know that story, you need to read up on it. You need to know what's happening in the culture. All you churchy people, you need to have your Bible in one hand and social media in the other one. They should say newspaper, but social media is what you need. Because even with the shooting on last night, I wish you could have heard them dumb cops and heard all them dumb talking heads. Didn't know what the hell was going on. I had LRLers in the Walmart who were commenting in my DM and under my post when I post about telling us that Andre the Manager went and shot 7 people. And they didn't find it out till today. Ladies and gentlemen, social media is probably going to be, now is there some fake news out here all the darn time? I mean, there's so much of it. But social media can get you the 411 on what is happening quicker than your TVs can now. At some point in time, it's just all of that's going to become obsolete. Now the media on TV is all about ratings, so they do certain things to keep your eyes, so that makes the news, particularly here in America, not even that real. If you want to see some real reporting, go on over there overseas. Tune into their news is brutal. Yeah. Shanquella, the shooting up of the gay club, I think 5 people was killed there. And they just interviewed the man's daddy, who clearly was high on Christina. I suspect. I don't really know. And they were talking about, I heard my son shot up a gay club, but I was so glad that he's not gay because I am a conservative Mormon. But I did hear shut up. I mean, he was talking just as crazy and looking fidgety and strange and flighty. And then the unrest, the political unrest. Okay, and I think we need to talk about that some more, but I'm not going to do it all right here. But if you've been following Larry Live for a long time, remember in 2017, I was getting out the shower and my foot hit the floor. I said from my foot all the way through my apartment at the time, and I looked and it was all the way in DC coming up that road where they wrote the Black Lives Matter, but they didn't. This was 2017. And it came up and there was a split through the Capitol and a split through the White House. You remember when I came on live and I said, the Spirit said to me, a split at the top. I think we think we've seen it, but I don't think we've seen it. And I think we're going to be entering this will not be one of those covert splits, but I think this is going to be a very clear, palatable energy of split that's just going to run through our government. And I think what's going to happen is that we're going to get a political surprise. What do you mean? Either it's going to be a leader going to show up or a party going to show up. But I feel like in the midst of all that, we're going to see something or someone or organization rise up. I think we're going to get a political surprise, and it's the result of the split at the top. Oh, yes. I was in this thinking, I said, I was thinking about this underbelly darkness of this holiday and everything, and I just began to see all sorts and feel and sense certain kinds of things. And one thing I know about Larry Reid, number one, I maintain my prayer life, and I'm never going to stop. I don't care how perverted, crazy, stupid you ever hear me talk. It is part of entertainment. It's my darn job. And it's only going to get worse. I mean, because I'm done started this OnlyFans. And when I tell you I'm not going to have no filter over that, and probably tonight, I'm going to go ahead and drop the flyer. Now, when I drop this flyer, it's just advertising the email address for you to give me your questions so I can begin to do my live shows there. But the fly is a little racy, so you can see the back side of me, and I'm standing in my underwear. The side, so it's like a side profile, almost like when let's do the red light challenge. Of course, I have enemies everywhere. They're gonna take it and make it all kinds of stuff. I went over there and supported one of my YouTube friends and liked his picture, and they said I'm over there paying men in order to something they were saying. I can't remember what it was doing, but ask me if I care. I do not care. I'm only going to become more and more out of the box for a particular reason. And I'm on a mission. My mission is to impact and change this world and change how people think, behave, and sometimes believe. And whatever I got to do in order to do that, I mean, the part that the Lord put on me to do and tell me it's mine to do, I'm going to do every drop of that. But into darn way, I was sitting thinking about the situation that everybody is in, and this is really a not so happy Thanksgiving, but I'm going to still be thankful, and I think that we all should attempt to have the feeling of thankfulness. Let me tell y'all this, because a lot of people don't know this. We were talking about this in Patreon. Thankfulness is an emotion, and it's a feeling. Thankfulness. Thankfulness. Thankfulness is a feeling, and it is an emotion. And in the midst of what we got going on in our world, and this darkness underbelly thing, we got to find a way to still be thankful, to feel thankfulness. Tell me what you're thankful for in the chat. Glow Deb said, Larry, you're getting skinny and looking good. Thank you so much. I am officially 196 pounds, but this is not easy because I'm hungry right now. Y'all ever heard that song in the church? I don't want no peanut butter and jelly. You remember that? And in the song, she said, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry right now. That is exactly how I feel. I might be eating some chicken salad before I go to bed, because it's this place right here that make chicken. That made the best chicken salad. So good. Oh, you said you're thankful for Larry Reid? Thank you. Yeah, the Truth That's their name. You're thankful for life, health, and strength. That sounds real churchy. You were raised in the church. Let me tell you what I am thankful for. And this is going to sound really strange. And somebody asked me this a few days ago, and they looked at me like, really? I am so thankful that I have somewhere to stay. When I tell you I'm so glad that I got somewhere to stay. And maybe that's, I don't have anybody in this chat ever been homeless? Larry has been homeless. And because they 1,487 of you watching between Facebook and YouTube, and on 105 of you hit like. Oh, Lord, man, why we got to go through this every time? I need, as soon as you come in to hit like, everybody hit like. So I said close to it. Yeah. And because of that, I am so thankful. Sometimes, let me tell you, I have an analytical mind. So I think first, and normally when I'm thinking, I'm numb from neck down. I'm numb. And that numbness, to tell you the truth, can last weeks and months. The only feeling time I feel is when I'm doing intercession or prayer, or I'm seeing somebody get blessed, or I see somebody in pain. Then I'm very empathetic. But my own emotions will be off because everything is up here. I am really, really thankful for having somewhere to stay. And it makes me, when I want to feel that feeling of thankfulness, you know, I just walk and I walk around and I walk and I look at pictures of I've taken pictures of the house and certain rooms and other properties that I have. And I start to feel that energy of thankfulness because I remember like yesterday, man, I remember like yesterday going to visit friends because I didn't want to sleep in the car because it was too cold. So I would go visit friends because I've always had a sense of humor. So I would go over there and make everybody laugh, having a good time. They're like, why don't you just stay here? It's already late. I'm like, all right, I stayed. All right. Didn't he know that I didn't have nowhere to go? You know. So I'm really thankful for having somewhere to live. And it has lights, it has heat, it has air conditioning. I can lock the door, turn the alarm on, and it's my house. Man, I'm so thankful for that. I'm terribly thankful. I remember washing up in the sink at the church that I was assistant pastor of, and then leaving the church and sitting down the street. Listen to me now. Sit down the street waiting for all them to come to service, and then I pull up like I just got there. They don't know I slept the night before. I am so thankful. I am. Let me tell you one thing I'm very thankful for. 2022 Thanksgiving. Me and my parents have a great relationship now. Thanksgiving last year. Now somebody may say, Larry, we see you go home every year and y'all singing for Christmas and everything. You know how family is, Black family. There can be stuff piled up to here, but it's family reunion. It's Christmas. It's mama, daddy birthday. You know, all your siblings come around. It's just that families to throw it to the side and just enjoy each other. But there really was some issues. Y'all, when I tell you, they're free and clear. I am so grateful. So grateful. And did I go home? Yeah, I went home. But it was basically like over 20 years of being estranged. Ain't that the truth? So I am very thankful for that. This is my first Thanksgiving with a healed heart. No parental scars at all. None. God, I thank you. I'm very thankful for that. Another thing that I'm thankful for is for my baby mama. Y'all tell me in the chat what you're thankful for. I'm going to grab some of them. I'm very thankful for my baby mama. Let me tell you why. Yeah, I ain't had no haircut, so yeah, my whole head is gray. Y'all can't really see it because of the way the light is, but my entire head is gray. I haven't shaved my head in four days. So, yeah. Let me tell you about my baby mama. Shoot, am I about to feel some emotions? Feel like something was trying to drop down at my head into my chest. But let me say this. I am thankful that she is here and we are co-parenting under the same roof our two daughters. And I am thankful that she has not given up on herself and not given up on that push, to finish her degrees, to do well. And I'm so thankful that she is being mom the example to the children. I am thankful for that. And I'm thankful that I'm thankful she's my friend. I'm terribly thankful for that. And I'm glad and thankful that her father trusted me to take care of her. He had to know that I would be there even if we weren't married. I have still kept my end of the deal. And I'm thankful because I know her and she has a giving heart and selfless heart. I'm thankful that he had enough sight beyond his death to trust me, because somebody else would have done her terribly wrong, because she gives herself out. She trusts too darn easy. So I'm thankful that she's here. We still have our family, although we're not married, and our kids. We've just got off a FaceTime with both our daughters, dealing with something. I'm thankful for that. There are so many people, so many men I know that don't want to see their ex-wife or hear their name. That is not my situation. And that's my ex-wife of 18 years. And that's not the case. I do not hate her. She doesn't hate me. I am blessed. When I tell you, I am terribly blessed. It's amazing. I'm very thankful that I'm a father. What are you thankful for? Pastor Diane says, I am thankful that my husband was given another chance at life this year and that the doctors were right by God was gracious to give him a miracle. You better celebrate, because there's some people mourning right now because their loved one gone. Man, I'm when I tell y'all I'm not looking for this. Another reason why this can be a not so happy Thanksgiving. Okay, my friend died a year and some ago, and her name was Shay. She was the first person when I left home at 17 years old. She became, when I met her, she became like my baby sister, and I became like her big brother. Now, my blood baby sister, Creisha, y'all see in the chat sometimes. We used to sing together, make her sing with me, and we would sing and duet. But when I met Shay, I moved away from home, and I met Shay, and then we stay up all night singing in the garage, making up. We had 10, 15 cassettes, front, back, hours of us just singing stuff and practicing our riffs and our runs. I don't want to talk about this. Talk about what this go. I keep it real. And I just miss her. Yeah, that. Let me see if I can go away from that. Let's see. And because I do not know how to sit with that. My Aunt Bert just died. Now, my Aunt Bert is my mom's aunt, but our family ain't like most families. Our family is raised almost like everybody's brothers and sisters, all the way down to third, fourth cousins. There are hundreds of us. We come together several times a year. That was my childhood. That's how I came up. So when I left home, I left all of that. I left a lot. And there's so many people that died while I was gone. Aunt Ruth, Aunt Cappy, Aunt Manise, Aunt Cleo died while I was there. Mama Letha died while I was there. More than I can name. And I was not home. And I did not mourn. I was in my head and I was in my work. And her death has taught me such a, I hate I had to learn it like this, but her death has taught me so much. I understand now. I never really understood. I would counsel people and I would listen to what they're saying from my head knowledge, and then what the Spirit will give me, I will be there. They probably thought I got it. I did, but I didn't get it like I do now. I get it. Oh, I 100% get it. Those people who have lost loved ones and they're going into this holiday season, oh my God, I'm praying for you. And I'm praying for you. I always have been, but now I'm praying for you from I know what you're dealing with. Because when she died, and you know, there's so much surrounding that, because Shay was the type of person, if she come around, everybody's gonna become her family, and she's gonna become family to you. But Shay was worrisome. Oh my God, I'm so glad I can laugh about that. And I would tell it to her face all the time. If she calling, she wants something, she would call you back to back until you answer that phone. And once you get on the phone with her, you're not getting off till an hour or 2 or 3. And because of that, she was calling me. And I said, oh, I'll call her back later. She wants something, but it ain't that serious. And man, I just hate that I didn't call her back. When I thought to call her back was when I was getting I was saying, I'm gonna call Shay today. And I got an inbox from a friend saying, have you heard about Shay? So what is it? She's sick. I said, well, she's real sick and they don't think she's gonna live. I said, how'd that happen? She kept it from all of her friends, and only her mom knew. I didn't know she was on a walker. I didn't know that she was dying. I had no way to know. And none of her friends at the funeral, they told me that all the friends were saying she hid it and we didn't know nothing. It's like one day we woke up and she was gone. Man, that thing. And then I couldn't go to the funeral because I was on Kingdom Business on the set. Which we got a second season too, you guys. Second season is coming. Oh my God, BJ. See, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God, Verna is gone. That's still not reality to me. In order for that to become reality to me, I have got to be around Jennifer, you, Tasha, TJ, and maybe even Duke. And we got to sit. When that happened, then it's going to hit me. It's going to go to my heart. Right now, it's just in my head, and it's like I can't wrap my mind around it. I mean, Verna never lost connection. Even after the churches were no longer up under me anymore, we never lost connection. That I can't even, I don't even have, my mind can't even wrap around that. Mm. So, this is a not so happy Thanksgiving for many people. But God knows I want to encourage you to find some things to be thankful for and drum up that energy of thankfulness. Just drum it up the best way that you possibly can. And just be thankful. I know it's hard. So I'm not telling you something and speaking from, some space that's detached from your reality. Oh no. No. I get it. And then begin to pray, because this underbelly, this dark underbelly, I just feel like there's some things that's going to be popping off, and that energy is going to release something in our country. So I really want, you said, thank you so much. It is so difficult. See, yeah, this is real hard for our family. Oh, yes, Lena. Oh my Jesus. Oh, see, I forgot. Hold on. Mama Pace died. Then Tyrannus died, which was like what? She was in my dream the other week. She was in my dream talking to me about some paperwork. But she had it. It was like she was in a red dress and she was trying to hand me something that she had scribbled down. It'll come back to me, because sometimes that happens. It'll come back to me. When I do, I'll tell y'all. Oh, she visited you? What? She had a piece of paper for me, but I feel like it was to pass a message. It wasn't for me. How was her son? What? Marcus. That's his called name. Marcus. Okay, so Mama Pace, Mama Pace, Tyrannus, then son died. I just want to say gospel music will never be the same. Never, ever be the same. Them two voices, gospel, when you think gospel music and singers, their name is going to be at the top of the top 10. Then both of their names are going to be up there. Oh, that's my cousin right there. She's telling me about the family. Larry, it really isn't so happy, but we are going to cherish the memories of Aunt Bird, Aunt Ruth, Aunt Queen. I didn't even process Aunt Queen. And I used to go, when I would go home, I would go to Aunt Queen's house. Uncle Bud, I didn't process that. I ain't processed none of that. And all of our others, and we'll find joy in singing. Because all these people just died. It's been the last few years. I didn't process any of that. And I know my family, well, Lexus, you was in my church, so you probably know me. But I know you know me. But the rest of my family do not know, because I left. They may look at me now, Larry left when he was 17 and he's doing really well. But I had stuff that I had to work through. And then I started pastoring. And then I was pastoring these people like I was their father and been a foster father, and showing up when I myself needed somebody to show up for me. So I was fathering with my own mama drama, trauma, father fracture. I didn't have, my mind was on grinding and doing what I was supposed to do. And it always has been the first 44 years of my life. Now at 44, I'm starting to look back. And I'm finding there's stuff I have not processed. I've sang in front of 10, 20, 30,000 people on the stage. They hollering, singing my song, or hollering my name, or singing with us. And I did not have any feelings about it. It was work. When I became Stellar Award nominated, it sits over there hanging on my wall. But I look at that and I don't have any feelings. You see, they say that people remember how they felt and how someone made you feel versus what you say. Because I'm so in my head, I only have no feelings to remember moments. Somebody, Michael, come tell me, you remember what I said? I said, God, I should have. How many times I've been to other countries preaching and stuff? I wouldn't even watch the TV when I was doing revival for a week or 2 or 3 days in another city or country that was beautiful, and I never went out because I was focused on the work. So a lot of my family do not know how I'm wired, and I have not processed these deaths. But that is the reason why I'm not looking forward to, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to the wake Friday. I'm not looking forward to the 10 a.m. funeral without birth. Then I got to go to a 12 a.m. funeral because my friend, childhood friend, just lost her mama. She just lost her dad. I'm like, damn. And I know, just being there watching people cry and stuff, it's gonna, because it's still too fresh. It's still fresh. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sit in it, and I'm gonna cherish the memories, because the reality is that these people that leave us, they don't really leave us. Somebody block this beautiful, sexy girls here on YouTube. It's something y'all. If you on YouTube and you put a whole lot of emojis, it brings all these bots in. Yeah. So please don't do that. Yes, sir. I know that there. My cousin said, I do too, Larry. When were you born, Sharon? What's your sign? Great question, Vonda. It's so automatic. I don't realize I didn't realize I did it until 44. Now I'm aware, like even when I'm having a conversation. I remember a recent conversation I had. I said, I hear what you said. I don't want you to think that what you're saying is not important to me. I said, but I'm dealing with my own things right now. And plus, I process differently. So don't look at my face or whatever and think that I don't care, because I said I care a lot. I said, and I'm going to think on this, and then I'll get back with you. See, I didn't even have the wherewithal to even do that before 44. It was just as it was. Yeah. 7 months ago. Wow. And somebody may say 10 years ago. Bruh, them 10 years feel like yesterday. Yes, Lisa, I'm going to the wake. They want us to sing at the noon funeral. So they have a rehearsal Friday night because they want the old choir to sing. And, I was one of the main ones in the choir. But I can't go because I'm leaving Aunt Bert funeral at 10 a.m. They're not going to be through in time for me to go to the other funeral. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to hug necks and stuff there. So I'm coming Friday so I can go to the wake that's at Eureka, so that I can see people, hug them, engage, because I won't be able to do it at the funeral. Yeah, so I'm going to the wake, and they want us to sing. They told me, it's like a singing, so. I agree with that, and I normally say transition or passed or crossed over, but for the sake of me, myself, not trying to psych myself out, I sit with that they are not here, that they have died, and that they are dead. Their body. I would never be able to see this person again. That's a lot to sit with. But I agree with you that they live forever and they always will be in our heart. Lost my daughter last year unexpectedly. Her baby girl was 5 months old and her son was 7. We rely on the strength of the Lord daily. Whoa. Whoa. Lost both of my parents last year. Wow. My aunt just passed. Whoa. Yes, see, Bernard. Lisa told me something today. I don't think she cared that I shared because thank you, Classy Queen, because she went live and shared. Lisa, you in here? Let me send you the link so you can share with them. So I'm not speaking for you. Share with them what you shared with me that you said you shared. Erica's reminder, she said, you're talking about thankfulness, but on Sunday you were discussing the difference between gratefulness and thankfulness. That's right. But that's a whole nother teaching. This is the public. If I start talking on gratefulness, this would take this a whole nother direction. But since you brought it up, let me say this little piece for y'all to chew on. Y'all not in Patreon, so sometimes we turn into like a master's class. Thankfulness is an emotion. Gratitude is a character trait. Type that in the chat. You take that. You think on that. Do some data collection, some research, and some comparison, and just chew on it. But yeah, we were challenged on Sunday to develop the character trait, the character of gratitude. Because thankfulness is what we see a lot of times in churches when the Spirit is moving, or when people receive something or get something, they become very thankful and joyous. And it's fine. But gratitude is a character trait that has to be developed. Wow. That's a lot of loss up in here. March the 26th. So if you March the 26th, you still Pisces? Yeah. The Bear Pantry Show. My husband just lost his mom on the 14th. Whoa. The service is this week. It's next week. So we know how you're feeling there. That's very recent. Yeah. Listen, did I send you the link? Text me, Lisa, so I can send it to you. So you can come on and tell them what you told your audience and what you told me earlier. You gotta text me so I can send it right over. Oh Lord. Yes, Natasha, that's why I'm going. That is exactly why I'm going. Because I'm not going for the person that died. I mean, because they ain't there. But I am going because Bert had a son that's her and my mom was pregnant at the same time, and he was born 2 days after me. So I'm going so that he know I'm there, and the other son, Bernard, because listen to this. They have lost the other two brothers and the daddy. Now the mom. So now there are only two more of their family members left at all. So I need to be there. And then, yeah, I'm going to support my friends. It's for the ones that are alive, the survivors. Oh, my father. I just lost my mother 2 weeks ago. This is going to be a hard Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yes, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. OMG, I applaud you, Reid. That was good. What was good? Once you apply, that sound a little shady. Hey, baby. How you doing, Joy? I totally understand. When my uncle passed, I laughed and joked at his waiting funeral, and when I got home, it hit me so hard because I felt so guilty because I forgot to call him back. Oh, my God, my God, my God. You lost your mom a few months ago. Man, I see why I needed to do this live. Just so everybody can just talk. Lisa, can you text me so I can see the link? I know you heard me. You must don't want to come on. Dang. Text me so I can send it to you so you can tell me what you were saying. Okay. Lost my mom the week before Thanksgiving 2012. Just lost my cousin, auntie, and childhood friend all last week. I mean, this is not so happy Thanksgiving. My God. Do y'all see that? I'm praying for you, Fred Jenkins, Jesus Christ, and all of your family to walk through that grief. That is. Wow. Man, y'all really need to get some grief counselors because that's a lot. That's you're only human. You're only human. That's a lot, man. You got to make sure that somebody's around there talking to y'all. Got to really be there for because that you can lose somebody and that thing will loop your thought patterns and have you tied up and off. Some people don't recover when they have losses like this. Whoa. You have family members to die leading up to Christmas. So you can't celebrate Christmas without thinking about the day they died. Hold on. My cousin is calling me now. Hey, I'm on live, online. Can you hear me? And that was him calling me live, right? I mean, through Facebook right now. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. Jesus. You know what? I sat right here and didn't hit send. That's what it called me for. Okay, let me do this right. I'm fine, man. Hold for a minute, y'all. I gotta keep my word. I don't like the whole not keeping your word thing. Hold on. I thought I did it. I'm gonna do it again. Maybe I didn't do it before. You know, I this age. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. All right. All right. Lisa, where you at? It's weird that you say that the deceased never leave us. When my husband passed away 4 years ago, a cardinal flew directly over our house when I had the door open, and he drew a cardinal. Ever since then, I've been wondering how spirits really transition. I've never. Okay, now, I don't want to have this conversation out here because it's going to become scrutinized. and used to discredit the platform or me. And there'll be so many YouTube videos about me being a witch. But y'all, I'm so past, I don't even really care about it. I just want people to spell my name right. But I don't want people who would like to know to be caught in all of that comes if I start talking about that. But let me say this to you, Angie Adams. So let me tell you a story. I'll tell you a recent one. I went to check into a hotel. I got there to the hotel. I stayed in the hotel before. And I always like, if it's just one of my traveling assistants going, my PA, my personal assistant is Kendall, y'all know him. So he lives in my home and he is my personal assistant. But then I have a road manager who operates as security and assistant as well. So a lot of times it's just them two who are with me. Two crazy folk. So when one of them was with me, when there's three of us and we have to go somewhere and I get 3 hotel rooms, But if there's one of them was with me, I get a 2-bedroom suite. And so at this particular hotel, when I go there, I get a 2-bedroom suite. Angie Adams, you still here? I'm telling you this story. So I went to this hotel, and when I got there, they put me in a different 2-bedroom suite because they usually put me on the same floor and everything. And so I walked into this hotel. And I went into my bedroom. And I was on the phone, this is my bedroom, talking. I got the phone and I walked into the bathroom. When I walked into the bathroom, there was a man. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I felt an energy, didn't see anything. And I just wanted to stay around in the bathroom. That particular trip, I had brought 3 or 4 other people that I've been known for many years. And they were all staying in the hotel. And so they were coming to my hotel room because they like to smoke hookah. So they had it on the balcony, had a hookah out there, and it was all niggas. So you playing music. They might have been playing cards, smoking hookah, telling lies, but telling stories. And so I went back in the bathroom for something again, and I had that same energy. And I seen the robe there. I said, I just grabbed the robe now. Grab the robe. I took my pants off, grabbed the robe, and wrapped up. No, I had my pants on. Wrapped up in the robe. I had shorts on. I wrapped up in the robe. And I was going to my bedroom. And I laid back in the bedroom and had a mirror on it. So I stood up and I looked. I said, I look funny wrapped up in this robe. So I went out there on the balcony wrapped up in the robe and was holding it like I was cold and playing, saying something. And they were down. We can't believe you got this robe on, because the shorts I had on, it made it look like the shorts didn't go to my knees, but the robe did. So it looked like I only had on a robe. And they thought it was funny. And so I just stayed in that robe a long time. The next morning, here we go. Andrew, you still here? I was drawn to the robe. The next morning, I went to the bathroom. I had that same energy. But when I turned around, there was a white man standing in my bathroom with that white robe on. It had some stains on it. With that white robe on, his head was down, but he was doing this hand. He was doing this hand like this at me. I'm at the sink in front of him. He was doing his hand like this at me, like, hey, trying to get my attention. Now, see, I used to do house cleansing exorcisms, so I know about all of this. So I pick up my phone and I say, in the text thread with a whole lot of the contractors from the MBN network, I said, there is a white man in a robe in my bathroom trying to get my attention. If I give this man my attention, then every ghost and every spirit in this area is going to come to me and try. This is going to be a problem. I said, I've done this before. I am going to ignore him. I said, even as I'm typing this, he's trying to talk to me, and because of my gifts, I can hear him. So I'm going to ignore him as if he's not here. I ignored him. He kept trying. I took a shower. I stepped out of the shower. He was still there with his head down like this in his robe, trying to get my attention. I said, oh, shoot. So I texted him the thread. I said, he's still here. And so we went to the beach. And when we got to the beach, I said, that spirit was so persistent, trying to get my attention. So I just had an impulse. Let me see, has anything happened at this hotel? What you think happened? I looked up in the what's the name, Googling. The man had jumped off the building in that hotel building and took his own life. Come to find out, well, I didn't verify that part, but he was confined to that room. And so when I came back, and after I discovered that, we tell me, oh my God, we were all researching. I said, that's the man. It was a white man. And the description they were giving, I said, that is him. That is him. So when I came back to the room, I knew I was blocking everything. I said, oh no, this is not going. This is going to be a whole situation. Before I went to bed, the man didn't try to speak to me anymore. I can't remember was it that time or the next time. No, he didn't try to communicate anymore, so I stayed in the room. The next time I came back to town, they put me in the same room. And I walk in there and the man is standing. I said, oh, no. I went back down to the front desk. I said, listen, don't put me in this room no more. And they switched me and put me into another room. So Angie Adams, that does not surprise me at darn all. Hold on. I did send Lisa the link. Oh. You got it now. Oh, Latreia is on. I would love for you to come on and talk to Latreia. It may help you. Lisa, come on. I just sent Lisa the link. She coming on. So just so you know, Angie, that does not surprise me. It is transition. And there's so much more to say about what happens in the spirit world. There's so much. I mean, so much to say. I would rather talk about that in Patreon, so that I think it's just safer to have that conversation there. You said there's a spammer. Yeah. So if y'all keep like this right here, what you're doing, Miss Burglars. Oh, that's a scammer. If it ain't, you block forever. I want you to typing that in there, and your face look funny. Andrew, you would have said you checked out so quick, really? Yes, he was still waiting there to put me in the same room. So you revoking my black card, going back to the same. I love that hotel. I just can't be in that room. He confined to that. Oh my God! Look, and then I put some of my profits in another hotel. Now you would have to have Shamako and Cameron on this to tell y'all this story. Cause there was a little boy running around this hotel. They both saw the little boy and they was hiding from each other because they didn't want to freak each other out. But they ended up saying, "Did you see the little boy?" I said, "Yeah." And then the other one said he had on this, and yeah, and he had this on too. They described the little boy to each other. I know y'all probably feel like this stuff is not real, but let's find out. That's fine if you feel like that. But it happened. There's so many stories I can tell y'all like that. Oh, Lisa's here. Okay, so Lisa, can you share with them? You don't have no light.
I have a little situation going on with my face, so I'd rather be in the dark.
Oh, okay. So can you tell them what you said on your live that you told me about what you were feeling right now?
Oh, I was feeling emotions of sadness. Usually I'll be able to like get over it or like kick into a gear of being happy because I want to be around people. But this year, not so much.
So
And I
why
go
you
ahead.
think it is?
I think it's because I don't have the hustle and bustle of a 9 to 5. I have a lot of time to myself, and seeing everybody's families come together, that's what triggers it. When everybody's parents come home and aunts and uncles and everything like that, it kind of triggers that your parents are not here. And I'll be like, I know they're not here. I've been knowing that for years, but certain times of the year, it makes it very difficult to deal with. And I found myself being very sad today, and to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna try to ease it off, but it wouldn't let up.
Is it all kind? What you mean?
It wouldn't let up.
You say you
Um,
gonna try to ease it off. What that mean?
yeah, that means try to figure out. First of all, try to figure out why is it so heavy. And it's not, most of the time since my mom died, it would be her, but this time it's my dad. I really miss my daddy. But my mom's death is more recent. So more than most of the time now when I get sad about my parents, it be triggered by her. But this time it's triggered by him. And I think it's because um, I'm in a transition of trying to get my finances in order. And my daddy was the one that was more financially stable in our family. And my daddy was the one that always made sure that I was okay when it came to things like that. And so, and I'm in the midst of writing a book about grief. So I'm sitting in that. His chapter is the first chapter. So it's a lot going on. And and then this, usually I'd be like, okay, Lisa, you need it. But then I sat back and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't force myself to try to be this jolly person.
I agree with that.
Because I'm not jolly right now. Maybe I should sit in it, not get depressed, but really this book has shifted my mindset to where, when you really love somebody, you're going to grieve. There's no way around it. There's no, even if it happens years later, you're going to grieve.
Would you say that the deeper you love somebody, the harder you grieve?
Yes, very much so. Because like I was telling you, when my dad died, I was so in the church that I really didn't mourn him.
We were working.
I was like, you're not supposed to cry. For God I live, for God I die. Let the dead bury the dead. I was into that mode. Mm-hmm. So the man that I loved to death, I didn't even shed a tear at his funeral. I just sat there like, it wasn't happening. And so when my mom died, like it was a presence at her wake and a presence at her funeral that I just cannot explain. And she told me before she died, because I was very fearful of dead things. Like never wanted to go to a funeral. I never wanted to do none of that. And my mama told me, she said, Lisa, what you gonna do when I die? I said, I'm gonna sit in the back. She said, no, you ain't. I said, yes, I am. She said, no, you're not. She said, when I die, it's gonna be different. And she was right. I was able to look. I never done this before. I didn't even do it at my daddy's funeral, I don't think. I think I looked at him in passing, but I looked in that casket. And when I looked at her, all of these emotions, I'm getting emotional, all these emotions, all these feelings of, oh my God. And then I felt like she just wrapped her arms around me and was like, I love you. And the things that I taught you, you're going to be okay. And that's when I looked at that woman. I said, this ain't going to work. Because I know my mama, that started me on a journey back
to yourself.
Yeah, back to who I was.
Right.
And so it was a lot of emotion because I really thought I didn't have a good relationship with my mama. And that's why I was confused at what I was feeling. But now that I think back on it, even though my mom was hard, she really wanted the best for me.
Yeah.
And I just hate that I didn't take the time. That's why I keep telling my children that you need to cherish your parents. You need to cherish your mom. You need to cherish your dad, because when they're not here, you're going to wish you had listened a little more. You're going to wish you had hugged them a little more. Because me and my mom, we were so much alike that our relationship seemed like, but it wasn't. I know now, but it seemed like it was very, very combative. But it was only because she loved me. And I know that. I know that now. And I wish that I had took the time. Because when we got married and left, it's like we never came back.
That's right.
It was like we were gone for almost 10, 15 years.
Over 15.
And so, and my mama, she kind of told me that hurt her feelings. So I did understand that part with her. And I put that in my book, by the way. I have a book coming out called Good Grief. Gotta put that plug in there. But she really loved me. Who I didn't want to do all that, but I'm glad I did because I needed to break out of that. And my daddy, oh, I can't even go into that. My daddy, there was nothing that I could ask for that my daddy would not do for me. So I had the balance of my parents, because my daddy would always say yes, and my mama would always say no.
But what I think it was more than what he gave you. It was, I remember what he said to me when I asked him to marry you, standing in my mom in the yard. And he said, well, one thing I'm concerned about is I know that my daughter has a calling on her life. And you are visiting, you're in the apostolic church and they don't have women preachers. He said, my daughter is going to preach the word. And he said that she got a calling. He said, you know, she got one on her life. He said, so just like you had one, I used to be preaching. He went into all of that. And he used to be preaching, I'd be in the audience mocking him as a baby. And he said, what you going to do with that? I said, if she say yes to the Lord, I said, I'm going to support her in doing that. He said, okay. And he asked me a few regular man questions about marrying you. And, he basically it was money questions. And then that was it. So I think he had a revelation. Like your mom, it's like your, in my opinion, looking outside, it looked like your parents had a revelation of who you were called to be. And like your mama was pushing that with her strong arm, but your daddy was trying to love you there.
Right.
Yeah, so it was definitely two different types of ways of dealing with you, but their love for you was very clear.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, all like, I'm about to get my doctorate, and
That can do it too, Lisa. Success.
yes, because my parents were not shy from telling me that they were proud of me. That all of those things, they always were telling me that they were proud of me, and so getting into the groove of being successful and they don't see it, that's kind of hard too. That's rough.
It is.
And so, but I'm thankful for, when I do go home, everybody treat me like
Mhm.
Lisa, I don't have to want for nothing. I mean, from any family house I go to, I'm loved. So I am very grateful for that. Um, but it's nothing like your parents love, especially if your parents loved you. And so I feel like they were taking it soon, but who knows? It was a lot. It was.
Mm. When we done reading things my way and you went to the cemetery, that was like, that's probably one of my most favorite episodes because I knew you weren't grieving, and to see you talk to your parents and say certain things, and then see you go through that, I really enjoyed that episode. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Read or something else. How is that your favorite episode? Was the hardest episode ever.
I thought it was a good episode because it was what I want to do with reading things my way. If you remember from the first season, I said I feel like everybody around me has not processed certain things, and I said now this show is going to make everybody process. That show literally changed our lives for the better. Our group, me, you, the children, Marco, Latrice, and Josh. Even Kendall. Okay? It changed. It changed us, but it grew us up and so made us sober.
It did. Latrice and our relationship it's like we're like sisters.
Yeah, y'all didn't really have one before.
Because we was able to get past that one thing, and
Hmm.
so that was it. But I'm grateful because it was at that gravesite is where I got the download for that book. It's like they still was given to me.
Whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Okay. Andrew, let me say something to you about that. Um, I totally understand, and you are supposed to be respected. And sometimes you have to separate yourself for the sake of peace, but it's just for a period of time. Your daughter needs her mom. Do not let who she married keep you out of relationship with you. So I'm going to challenge you without knowing the whole situation. Angie, I'm going to challenge you to contact your daughter and just tell her that you love her, that you're thinking about her. And do that ever so often. Just call and see how she's doing. Don't try to develop a relationship with the husband. Just focus on mom and daughter. That's very important. I'm gonna tell you what's your daughter's first name? Type that in the chat. Let's see. At least I'm so glad you shared that. Yes, the cameras will grow you up fast. Once the camera hits record, you see the after it grows you. It does. You start seeing how you are. It's very therapeutic.
Say her name is Alexis.
Alexis. Okay, so let me say this about. Well, I'm gonna say this. me see how can I package this. If I was in Patreon, I said a different way. Alexis needs her mom, and Alexis needs her mom right now. You ain't the only one that's having issues with that son-in-law. Okay, I'll let it like that. Somebody asked Lisa, are you the only child?
No and yes. I feel my brother is 6 years older than me. So, and we're two different people. We're like night and day. So I'm more outgoing. He's not. He's more recluse. So I got a lot of attention. That I think sometimes may have caused him to kind of resent me. But that's what I feel. I don't know if that's the truth, but I think
I never talk about that.
But I do know that there are some things that I do want to hash out with my brother because we're not as close as I would like us to be. Because it's just us now. But I always have to be the one that reach out, and I feel like we wasn't raised that way, and I feel like if my daddy was alive, he would probably be highly upset that I have to reach out to my brother, and he's so. But I don't think I haven't talked to I saw when I went home. He plays at our home church. I see him. We're fine. But the communication after seeing each other, it just don't happen.
So the relationship is like just if you see each other, you're dealing, but when you're not around, you don't speak.
Right, which is hardly ever because I hardly ever go home.
Interesting.
It is because we used to be musicians together.
Yeah, because you play the drums.
Right. And with my grandma. It would be my grandma on the piano, my brother on the organ, and I'd be playing the drums. He taught me how to play the drums. I was gonna call
I never knew that.
Yeah, he taught me how to play the drums. And he taught me how to play a little bit on the keyboard, but I just didn't stick with it. If I would have stuck with it, I probably would have learned, but it was too hard for me. And the too hard way he was trying to teach me, I couldn't because Maurice play a lot of chords.
Yeah, he did. With both hands.
Right. And so I would call him out of the blue. I did one day to ask him to teach me how to play a hymn. I was going to ask him to teach me today how to play a hymn because that's how bad I was missing my parents. Now, if I want to really feel my mama, I'll sing a song.
Oh, yeah.
Or because I sound just like her when I sing. So
hold yourself like her too.
In the Garden, that's her favorite song, hymns. I would sing that. Or Latreia didn't put in the Reading Things My Way. I had sung, the song she sang, Lord, I know you've been so good to me. I sung that.
Yeah, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, the gravesite. But I'm glad she put it in there because I was crying. I just couldn't get myself together. But
do you think that Maurice feels displaced, your brother, and is grieving too?
Yes. Maurice was there. Remember, I was not. When mom passed, when mom got sick, I was in Louisiana. I didn't know my mama was that sick until you remember I asked her to come to Christmas to come to our house. I picked her up and I almost fell to my knees because I was like, who is this? My mama didn't look like herself at all because diabetes had really like messed her up. Like
people are asking to see the episode. I think I have the clip on my computer. I'm gonna get that.
Someone said sing for us. No, Lena.
You have to come in here for me to sing with her for her to get into it. Uncle, Here it is. I got it.
What are you talking about? I have been feeling for a long time that I need to go visit my parents' grave, only because I have been feeling like, the wisdom that I usually would get in these difficult times that I'm going through, things going on with my kids, Reid and our relationship kind of, we're not communicating as well. I just know I needed to go out there and just really just accept some things, because that was my first time ever going, since they both have passed, and I needed to go and accept that this is my reality, and that they're not coming back. But what I can do is lean on what I'm trying not to cry, what they taught me. Okay. Dad, I know during Mother's Day you always say, don't get me nothing, always get your mom something. But I couldn't come out here and not give you any flowers. Mom, I know your favorite flower is tulips, but they didn't have any. So I brought you some flowers because, well, I don't know. Just being here is hard.
I'm so glad that Lisa decided to do this. Lisa is a great person. One of the things that I think is a flaw is that she doesn't like to sit with or in anything that causes her to feel anything other than joy and jolly and fun. And she don't really like to take on challenges unless she feel as though she's gonna win. It gotta be something she's already studied in because she likes to win. But if she gotta do something she could fail, she don't wanna do it. And sitting in pain and the loss of her mom and of her dad, she's been running away from this for a long time. Lisa went from our marriage, divorce. She went into another marriage, divorce. Prior to that, her father had died. By the end of the divorce of her second marriage, her mom died. And then she came back here to help me with the children. She hasn't had any therapy at all. So I knew that if she started sitting in the pain and the loss of her parents, that it would pull everything up, the abortion and other things that she has had to happen in her life. So this was serious, but I'm so proud of her that she decided to do that, because this is gonna make her a whole lot better. And being that I know her and her dad and her mom, and we all had a great relationship, and her brother, a close relationship, and dealt together all the time. Her grieving her parents, there is an aspect, although we were married, it's almost like watching my sister grieve the death of our parents. So that is very sensitive, and I'm glad that she's taking that on. Being that it was Mother's Day, I felt like it was more of a push for me to go, because every time I even remotely think about my mom, my eyes fill up with water. And I just wanted to go. And when I went, I didn't know their pictures was there. So that was another, like, okay, in your face kind of backup kind of thing. But it was the pictures that I remember them how they were. To go on Mother's Day that wasn't my plan to go on Mother's Day. I wanted to go way before, but that was the time that I was free and I was available to go.
And it just felt right. It just felt right to go on Mother's Day. I don't know. Just being here is hard. I miss you guys so much. And Mother's Day is definitely one of my hardest days. People wish me happy Mother's Day all the time. But since you've been gone, it's like my least favorite holiday. I'm glad they have your pictures here, because that's how I want to remember you guys. I miss your wisdom. I wish I could hear you guys' voice. It's crazy. Oh man. This is hard. I love you guys, and I try to make you proud all the time. There are some things that I have done that I know that you would not have approved of, but for the most part, I think I have made you proud, and I'm going to continue making you proud. I never thought I would be standing here so early in life, but as I'm standing here now, I just want to thank you both for being the best parents anybody could ever imagine. Anybody. I just wish I had taken more time to just listen. And Dad, I just want you to know that everything that you said that Reid would be, he has become those things. Your belief in both of us is what guided, I think is what's pushing today. And Mom, I miss your sarcasm. I have it. I'm just like you. I am just like you. And Zoe is just like me. And we miss you. Zaria wanted to come. She had rehearsal, so she couldn't make it. But I love you guys. And I needed to do this. And I need to come back and do this more often.
Oh my God. Wow.
That was a lot.
Yeah. That was my favorite episode, because that was a lot to sit in. A lot to sit in. So it's a not so happy Thanksgiving for many people, but I still want you guys to find things to just be thankful for. Drum up that emotion of thankfulness. Oh, Janelle, oh my Lord. I forgot about that.
That was good.
That's almost like that was like out of the blue. And she didn't even get to have her daughter's like vanished.
Right. That now see, when you have a death where I say like accidents,
Yeah.
those are Though, because my mama was sick, so I knew she was dying.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get somebody that's snatched out of here like that,
Like Candace's son.
like take off and like yeah,
Yeah.
your cousin Candace, you know, you
Chanela.
yeah,
Shanquella.
well, it's crazy. It's
That's what
crazy.
happened. That's why Sharon is in here. That's what happened to her sister Josie, who's in church, and with her, she just got killed. You
Yeah.
know.
Like I experienced that with my soldier getting killed out the blue. Murder is oof,
Yeah.
right. I remember that, Janelle. I remember.
Mm. Yeah, Josie. That's her sister right now.
Mm.
I remember that. Yeah, the three BA boys. Man, there's so much done happened right here. And the gay club shooting.
Right. It's a lot. And so um like I said, you don't really understand grief until it hits home.
That's true. You know,
Um,
'cause Marco, remember Marco was going through with Erlene.
mhm.
And then Lisa right behind on some other desk. And I couldn't understand. But I said, Marco, as I was handling it different. I said, your spirit is changing. That's why I said, something ain't right. Your spirit is changing. And I didn't understand the guy. I said, what's wrong with you? I mean, it was out of blessing. You didn't slip into something. I was looking at, I could tell something was wrong, but because I did not have the experience, I wasn't as soft as I could have been. Kendra cousin had died in November 2020 and something like that. And I said, go to Marco, he best with funerals and stuff. I mean, I didn't have it. But that shade thing
that
has.
was a lot. But her mama is strong. That is strong mama.
But it's that old school stuff. You know, our parents were like that. I don't know what they made out of.
Right, right. And I'm made out of it because, I can be strong, but I found out that that's not always the right answer.
It's not. It's really not.
It's not always the right answer, and you just end up being crazy. That's what's the bottom line. That's just what happens. But my thing is, what I wanted. I know you wanted to know what I was talking about when I said, "Oh, I'm proud of you." I wanted to say that
Yeah,
when
what are you talking about?
you told the person when you was having a conversation with somebody, you said it doesn't matter what my face looked like, you
Oh,
know. But I said, "Oh my God, that is
I did tell you.
good.
I've told more than one person.
That is great. I'm proud."
Everybody around me is more emotionally intelligent, I think, than I am. Because when you do not feel emotions on the regular for whatever reason, only the experience of the emotions allow you to emotionally mature. And when you shut yourself off and you stay in the head, now I think I'm becoming a great balance of the two now. Because I've always had heart for everybody out there, but when it comes to me and the people right around me, I'll be aloof and detached, and so I've learned how to marry my head and my heart, even if I'm not fully feeling it. I have enough information here now to know, okay, I have feelings about this. I don't know when they're gonna come up, but just so you know, I care and I'm concerned. If I'm not looking like it or acting like it, I do. Just a few minutes ago, you were looking at me a few minutes ago. I was 100% toe up, but I held the tears in my eyes. I've done a couple of swallows, a place I can go and continue to do my show. It's I'm wired like, and I can do that and continue to go on like it's nothing. But I did realize, like what you said, it's not good for myself and probably those around me. So,
And I mean, how I was back in the day. I would never cry in front of people, but I don't.
Listen, I think we both was hard.
We were. That's why I'm trying to tell. We were workhorses.
Yeah.
We were not like our marriage was and I'm not gonna say it was bad. Your marriage have to be what it needs to be for it to work. And we were business.
Yeah.
And we were pastor and first lady, and we worked that church. That's what we were. And it just worked. But now that I look up, I remember when I used to have like things for the women and stuff like that, and the women try to be crying all over each other. I said, we're not doing that.
I remember that. It was you and Maisha Cheney.
We're not doing that. Why them tears up? We not doing that. We is not like everybody else.
Oh my God.
Like I was crazy. But look, they got their deliverance still. But you ain't. I was like, you ain't got to be so emotional. Just think things through. But now I'm so emotional. But I'm still a thinker though. I'm still logical.
And oh my God.
I still think things through, but you'll get a tear out of me now. Wherefore, back in those days, I wouldn't cry for nothing but Jesus. And
that's me too. My God. But that's what we saw though. We couldn't be nothing else but what we saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's just how it was. But God be praised and Him glorified. Because I would never. I thank God for my upbringing. Those pictures that they showed, took me way back. I grew up in a good home.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that. It was a very strict home, but like I told my kids, I learned to sit in it. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I knew what the standard was in my house. So I just dealt with it. And I'm glad I did.
Oh my God, it's 12 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Actually, was like a group therapy session, on Thanksgiving, being thankful, even when it's a not so happy Thanksgiving. Being thankful, even when it's not so happy Thanksgiving. If you can understand what I mean by that. All right. I love each and every last one of you, and take care of yourself, and go ahead and sign up for OnlyFans. I'm going to drop a flyer. Church folk, they having sex, but they don't have nobody to talk to them about it. I have special guests and sex experts. The live feature is now working on my OnlyFans account. You need to sign up. Go to onlyfans.com/Larry Reid Live. Now, I'm not responsible for the other stuff y'all gonna go out there and try to start doing. That is not my business. But my job is to keep the conversation going with you on OnlyFans exclusively. It's gonna be good. Larry Reid Live coming to OnlyFans. Sign up tonight.